So the lecture we will cover today is the final presentation board. So this is not the one I expected. This is the reference of other course. We are not going to. We don't have the same component in our presentation, but just give you a brief understanding of the how the pre, what the presentation board will address um, about your design. Okay. So you first start with the pattern design presentation board. It is due by Saturday, the 5th before the midnight. And your digital design pattern, which is the form and color applications, the combination, which we which it was included in our video I posted um, in the I posted on Canvas. And due by Saturday 15th, both of them, the presentation board and the color application of the final digital pattern design, both of them are due 15th before midnight. And you have time to collect your work for your portfolio application. We have 2 days, almost 2 days, to put all the work together. And this is plenty of time for you to drag and just copy and paste or drag and drop your images to the portfolio. So um, so just to reduce the concerns regarding the portfolio application, that's why I said the 2 day in advance for those who have some difficulties in have some concerns about the presentation application, the workload to finish for the presentation application. Yeah, you have plenty of time. So which is the both of them are due, both of the pattern design presentation and digital design out image is due 15th and it should be submitted before midnight. So and then for the other one, the laser cutter file should be done by 12. I highly recommend you to finish it during the class studio hours. So and Lily and Gary and me have some time to review your work, whether it's really workable in laser cutter. If you encounter any issues, this is perfect chance to ask for advice, ask for help to revise your work to fit into the laser cutter because we explored we experiment with the laser cutter for all those different types of files and then depends on the file the quality of your line work it could spend a lot of time. The one time when I worked with the failed sample, the laser cutter almost burned, so close to burn. So it needs to be that's why we need to check your file condition. Okay, so make sure that you submit your work, submit the laser cutter, the outline of your laser cutter file, PDF version until 12. Sure. So what to do for the final design, you need to close the shape in Illustrator, which I share in the video, and you need to add a color scheme, and that's how you will complete the digital pattern design. All 3 of them are covered in the videos. And once you finish all the things, and while you are closing the shape, then you will have the file for the laser cutter. And then while the adding color scheme is one way the outcome of the complete application of color scheme will be um, uh, will make you finish the digital pattern design assignment. So make sure that you submit the work. Okay. And once you complete the first first 3 steps, and then you need to finish. You need to collect all the drawings and resources, the inspiration images, and then your drawing They're showing the evidence that they're relevant to your colors, and then the form. Collect all those resources and drawings, and showing that your design development process. So starting with the inspiration and showing the drawings, and then it's better to have a title. It's showing addressing the design inspiration or your design intention. And once you collect all the things, then you can lay out in the presentation board. Okay, so close the shape and add the color scheme. I just break it down into more visual presentation, even though I explained it verbally in the video. So using you can use the color composition you create already, or you can create a new inspiration and find a new inspiration and then create a new design scheme. And select one of the design composition you created that looks really good color scheme to fit into your pattern. And make sure that you close the shape using Pathfinder. Rewind the video if you miss something. The one missing piece um, will can one missing piece, one missing step, make you unable to finish the rest of the part. So keep rewind and then keep follow each step by step. Follow my mouse click and follow my verbal explanation. And you add color in Illustrator to fill, solid fill option, and you will see those things in my demonstration video. And as I explained, this is not my complete outcome. You need to make sure that you fill most of the majority of the shape. You can add a really small amount of few items to give a interest, give a more dynamics in your pattern. But you can leave those line work to give a more dynamics. But I don't want to take advantage of them because that is one of the way we practice the color application for the pattern design. So make sure that you fill in the majority of the shape using the maintaining the color scheme scheme you choose. Okay, and then at that point, then you have the drawings, the relevant with the relevant inspiration and showing the evidence of form analysis. If your final design outcome is coral and you kept consistently use the coral inspiration, and then that's the inspiration, and then you have the series of drawings that are to analyze the form, and those are the things that should be included in your presentation board. If you have multiple inspiration, if you while you are developing the form, then and then you want to develop the design, during the analysis process or during the color development process, you can just have both inspiration together presented in your presentation board. You can have multiple inspiration for the pattern design, or you can have multiple inspiration, not for the color analysis. Okay. Make sure that you have inspiration images included in both the form, and have the inspiration image of the color scheme, and you having the color composition showing the different application of proportions, manipulating proportion of each color palette. And you have the digital pattern design JPEG image, and you need to create a title. Make sure that you have your name with you, and then course information. Let's not. your name and course information is not a requirement, not mandatory. You may or may not have those information with you. But rest of the thing, title, digital pattern design, color composition, and the inspiration image and a color scheme, which is the color composition. Okay, should be included. And oh, all right. The slide size is 17 by 11. The horizontal and format is JPEG because we need to submit in a portfolio application, and then the slide, the PowerPoint does not recognize PDF file. And now, using those components, then you can design the layout of your presentation, exhibiting the progressive development of your pattern design. Okay, and you need to briefly explain your inspiration and your design process, decision making and decision making process during the design development. Could be just one or two sentences. Here is reference, but this is not as I mentioned, this is not 100%. This is not the same project as what we are doing in our course. But this is a good example, still as a good example that how it addresses the design process, how it exhibits the design process in the presentation board. So we don't have those elements, but we have the final design, final pattern design, and have the inspiration images and the drawings. And then the title, sorry. And then a short statement. It doesn't have to be that long, but it's good to incorporate with each process. Okay. With a short one or two sentences to describe an explanation to it's better to have some contextual elements in the presentation board to make it more make your work really professional. This is another example. As you see, their work is different. Even both of their work is totally different, but both of them are addressing the development process. So submit the pattern design presentation board, which is due Saturday 15th before midnight, and make sure that you submit the digital pattern design assignment as well the same day, 15th before midnight, and the laser cutter file, which save it as a PDF file, should be submitted until 12. Ideally, it's best to submit during the studio. If you can, make sure that you submit that day, no later than 9 p.m. All right, that's it. And thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your patience. And I'm so sorry about all the delays, all the I mean for technical issues I could not help. I waiting for like 6 hours, and then still the recordings I've worked previously was not showing up, and so I redo everything. I'm not sure if with the others as well, but we will see you on 12, or you can visit me on Tuesday for those via Zoom for those office hour I provided. And so we will have some extra time to work together if you have encountered any issues. And I will try my best to finish your grading the lighting design project within until this week. Okay, I'm still working on it, but it takes up quite a lot of time to review each of your work. to read the statement and then evaluate more thoroughly. So I know so many of you that are waiting for for the time to evaluate waiting for the result. But I think most of you are in the good grade um, and let's see. And as our program coordinator mentioned, even though one of your work is doesn't meet your doesn't meet your expectation to yourself, it doesn't affect to your portfolio when in the portfolio process. If we find if the not we but if the community find any valuable and really creative and really valuable work and among one of your portfolio, then and then we understand your own circumstances. Like as I did, as me, there are so many situations you will encounter, especially in the freshman year. So we understand those situations. So we would like to find the jewel. We have those eyes to find the jewel in the sand. So if you see any like valuable thing that's showing the evidence that's showing your addressing your creativity, your potential as a designer, then you will be selected. And then I believe most of you will be selected because I really believe that you have so many potential and that you have your performance as well addresses your ability to be a good designer in the future. That yeah, so I truly believe that most of you will be selected as a for this program. So yeah, so let's see you tomorrow. Let's see tomorrow if you have any questions or on Tuesday, maybe today. Um, and for me today, like we passed all 12 already. So yeah, let's see you today. If you have any further questions during while you are working on while following the instruction of the video, please let me know. And I found so many issues in the in your PDF submissions, which was due last Saturday. So for those people, um, still, for if you encounter the issues, and as I mentioned in the video, when you making clipping mask, if even though you fail to making clipping mask, it's not a problem. You can just because we will going backwards to unclipping the mask, and then unclipping the mask, and then we will just use Pathfinder to figure out the closest shape. So okay, it's not a big problem at this point. So we try to follow the demonstration, but make sure that you make it as a one object. Okay, that's the one important thing. Okay, so I'll see you today for those who have any questions, or I will see you on Wednesday. Um, Okay. To let you know that the on Wednesday you might have some more students than usual. I give you excuse for those classes from the morning class because since I missed the class today and there are so many students who are showing the concerns for the portfolio review, portfolio applications. So I like to use the whole studio as an open class, and so we can come in and out, ask for questions because there will be no lecture on 12. I'll be there, but you also should be there as well because I like to see whether you submit your work, and then for those who encounter the issues, then that's the perfect chance for you to address the issues and then to fix the issues together. And if you didn't, and then you just if you uh if you don't utilize those opportunity and just that then later you send me email that you face those issues, then it's at point it might be too late because I cannot respond to you during the weekends because that's not my work day, and or even those work hours I provided last week was not including my work office hour. It's just extra work. So I devoted my time for you because I know so many of you that they encountered it's a struggle with just one missing just one step. So these are my extra work, and then really I hope we compensate my missed class this morning today. Um, I try my best to um to to accommodate your needs and try my best to support try to like make up the missing hours using my 6 hours more than 6 hours to make the videos. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Make sure that you come on Wednesday